Good morning and welcome to Brewcast, a podcast initiative by Brew My Brand. Brewcast, because every brand deserves a voice. Come, let's brew something beautiful.
Pour a thought, stir a dream, blend the heart with the brand and steam. Whispers rise, voices shine, brewed with soul, one word at a time. Stories echo bold and bright, steeped in truth, lit with light from passion's flame to purpose true. Your brand, your voice, freshly brewed.
Some stories begin with applause. Others begin in rooms so small, silence feels louder than words. This is Brewcast, episode 9, The Veda of Success. Featuring Vikram Veda, the founder of VV Voicebox. Our guest today isn't a name shaped by spotlight or spectacle. He is a builder of systems, of trust, of dignity in an industry where voices are often heard but rarely protected. Vikram Veda is the founder of VV Voicebox, a platform quietly redefining the voice industry through transparency, fair pay, and ethical practice. Without noise or notoriety, he has created pathways for artists to work with clarity, confidence, and respect, ensuring that talent is never left vulnerable to confusion or exploitation. But before he created systems for others, he learned to survive without one. Before entrepreneurship, before microphones, before being heard, there was a boy, a birthday, and a moment that taught him how silence works. And that is where his story truly begins. This Brewcast episode comes to you in collaboration with AV Creates, ideated, curated, and hosted by AV Speaks. Come, let's get brewing. Vikram Veda's story didn't begin on a stage or inside a studio. It began on his birthday, inside 1,000 rupees a month rented home, where survival was routine and celebration was modest. His mother stood at the stove, stirring kesari, the kind made with more love than money. Not prepared to impress, not meant for guests, just a mother marking her son's birthday the only way she could. His friends, his college classmates, who once pulled him into canteens, homes, and hangouts, arrived expecting a birthday treat he simply couldn't afford. They didn't know the math of that household. They didn't see the part-time jobs stitched between semesters. They didn't know that both brothers were studying and earning, that dignity often came wrapped in exhaustion. When the treat didn't come, something quietly broke.
During my college days, I really had classmates from wealthy backgrounds and all who made me feel isolated all of a sudden, just because of their one day visit to my home, and after they saw my house, which was very small and everything, and we couldn't afford anything much, not much delicious food and all.
The next day, inside the same classroom, Vikram became invisible. Conversations stopped. Seats shifted. When his mother later visited the college, not one of them spoke to her. She went home confused, carrying a silence she didn't deserve. That was the day the boy learned a language no textbook teaches. The language of class, power, and inherited privilege.
Rather than it affecting me, I actually focused on what actually I could control on that day. I was focusing on my part-time jobs. I was supporting my family financially, and but step by step until now, whatever it was built from the scratch. It was not my family's money. So that phase actually made me realize something very important.
Something settled inside him that day. Not anger, awareness.
They had family money to rely on, but I was becoming the pillar of my family, and that itself is my strength. Back then, I decided to build myself a way that would be useful to others and help at least a few people in their careers. A small but meaningful fact from later: while the topper of my class was earning a certain salary, I was earning almost double. So purely because of the consistent effort and growth.
That awareness didn't harden him, it anchored him.
That boy still lives in me through his silence. He didn't shout, he didn't complain, he just observed. Even today, whenever I deal with people, budgets, or power, that boy reminds me to never judge someone by what they can afford. He actually taught me dignity very early in life.
Before titles, before entrepreneurship, before microphones, there was work. Newspaper distribution, walking streets collecting visiting cards, ticket checking, background roles on film sets, making and selling tortilla chapatis during a time when survival meant versatility. These weren't career experiments. They were survival shifts, squeezed between 10th, 11th and 12th standards, between academic calendars and household needs.
My circumstances were not my identity. When I started working, earning, and taking responsibility, something shifted. I realized I may not control where I come from, but I can definitely control what I can build from it. A dignity of effort means respecting every honest job. From paper distribution to night shifts, every role I played taught me self-worth.
The world doesn't clap for boys like this. It watches or ignores.
Today, I don't look down on effort, I honor it, because effort keeps my family standing.
College didn't feel like growth. It felt like compliance. Vikram completed the degree, but without curiosity, without belonging. He knew early that learning without interest leaves you hollow. After college came night shifts, working as a data entry operator while the city slept. Call center interviews followed. Selections didn't.
Once I attended an interview for a non-voice process and got rejected. Yes, instead of feeling disappointed and leaving immediately, I waited until evening for the HR to return and ask for the feedback. He told me that I lacked writing skills and wouldn't be useful for the role at that stage. I thanked him and left. In another interview, I applied for an international voice process but was offered a domestic process instead. While many candidates left without questioning, I asked the HR for the reason. She explained that although I could speak English, my accent was not neutral and advised me to work in a domestic process, improvise myself and later apply internally. There was a protocol like some internal job protocol and all. So I accepted it and started working on it.
What changed everything wasn't rejection. It was clarity. Vikram waited, returned, asked questions. One HR told him his writing wasn't good enough. Another said English wasn't neutral. Instead of resentment, he took notes.
The HR rejection, where I was told my English wasn't neutral, it didn't insult me, it informed me. That moment taught me the power of feedback over the ego. Curiosity. I wanted to understand why. Once I knew the reason, improvement felt possible. No rejection felt personal after that. It became educational.
These two, interviews actually taught me something important. I knew exactly what I had to improve only because I asked for the feedback. If I hadn't asked, I would have continued attending interviews without understanding what was my, lack of knowledge in it. My message to anyone attending interview, these days, always ask for the reason. It will actually help you improve instead of just worrying.
Ask questions. Don't walk away confused, walk away informed. Rejection without understanding only creates fear.
Years later, working inside a consulate, something unexpected happened. Diplomats preferred speaking to him.
When I realized people trusted my communication, even diplomats, that's when I knew clarity matters more than accent.
Life shifted again into pharmaceutical sales. Not ambition, circumstance. And then came a sentence that stayed. Did I ask you if you have a degree? Just work. That CEO didn't validate Vikram's past. He validated his effort. Promotions followed, transfers followed, books entered his life, novels that quietly shaped grammar, rhythm, confidence. Then fate folded back. At a head office meeting, Vikram saw a familiar face. That HR who once rejected him now equals same company.
I'm proud of the boy who didn't give up when he was invisible. The founder exists because that boy chose self-respect over resentment.
Bangalore brought possibility. A Tamil audiobook audition. A single dialogue, a selection. The studio doors opened. Padded walls, headphones, scripts, silence shaped for sound. This wasn't performance. It felt like arrival. The mic didn't intimidate him. It recognized him. Then life interrupted. An accident. A body confined to bed. Legs immobile. Recovery uncertain. Midway through an audiobook project, Vikram informed the middleman that he wasn't in a position to continue recording and requested a replacement. Instead, pressure followed. Calls, messages, persistence. Eventually, after months, he completed the recording post-recovery. Then came silence. No payment, no response, no accountability. Repeated follow-ups went unanswered. Anger turned into exposure, the only leverage available. That's when something deeper surfaced.
Resentment doesn't fix systems. I didn't want someone else to go through what I went through actually. Unpaid work, unclear communication, that pain demanded responsibility, not revenge.
What shocked him most wasn't betrayal, it was how normal it was.
How normalized a non-payment was. Artists didn't even know who they were actually working for. So that was really alarming.
Vikram stopped chasing projects. He started studying systems. Remote work, online communication, invisible middlemen, uncategorized projects, unclear budgets. Artists unpaid, sometimes for months, simply because they didn't know who to question. VV VoiceBox wasn't built for scale. It was built for correction.
Being kept in the dark. Once you experience confusion around the money and intent, transparency becomes a life value, not just a business policy.
Budgets shared upfront. Invoices issued by the platform. 1,000 rupees per minute when others paid 200 to 300 rupees. No delayed payments ever.
When artists stopped asking if they'd get paid and only asked when the next project was.
The next gap was obvious. Talent existed. Guidance didn't. False promises, no studio exposure, no post-training direction. VV VoiceBox restructured learning. Live studio access from day one, affordable fast-track workshops, home studio setup guidance, software training, no abandonment from after completion.
Confidence doesn't come from theory, it comes from standing in front of the mic and realizing I can do this.
Homemakers, students, full-time professionals.
Treat it like a profession, not a shortcut. Right setup, right discipline, right mindset.
From silence to systems, from rejection to reform, from exploitation to ethics.
Technically, clarity, emotionally, confidence, spiritually, self belief. Talent must be protected by systems, otherwise, it gets exploited.
His rise, his legacy.
A safe doorway into the voice industry with dignity intact.
Maybe success isn't a destination. Maybe it's a Veda, a wisdom earned through work, conscience, and care. This is the Veda of success. This is episode 9 of Brewcast. You've been listening to Brewcast, a podcast initiative by Brew My Brand in collaboration with AV Creates. This is AV Speaks, your host, signing out. If this conversation touched you, we'd love to hear from you. Rate, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you for listening. Take care.